absolutely couldn't find that. You have looked deep into my heart, Lord, and you know all about me. You know when I'm resting or when I'm working, and from heaven you discover my thoughts. You notice everything I do and everywhere I go. Before I even speak a word, you know what I will say. And with your powerful arm, you protect me from every sight. I cannot understand all of these. Such wonderful knowledge is far above me. You are the one who put me together inside my mother's body. And I praise you because of the wonderful way you created me. Everything you do is marvelous. Of this I have no doubt. Nothing about me is hidden from you. I was secretly woven together deep in the earth below. But with your own eyes, you saw my body being formed. Even before I was born, you have written in your book everything you would do. Your thoughts are far beyond my understanding, much more than I could ever imagine. I tried to count your thoughts, but they outnumber the grains of sand on the beach. When I awake, I will find you nearby. Amen.
Isn't it wonderful that we have a church where everybody can participate? Yes. Right? You know that Joanne did not have she couldn't find her Braille Bible. So Judy had typed it all up, and Leela took her Braille writer, and somebody read it, and then Leela Braille it for her. So thank you, Leela. I appreciate that. I like this psalm for one important reason. It really celebrates the ambiguity that we have toward God. One thing that really turns me off is when I hear, especially a televangelist, say that he or she knows what the scripture is all about, what this passage or that passage means, even though the rest of the folks, especially the scholars, are saying, you know, I'm not quite sure. And there's so many things that we don't know, that we don't understand. But God is the one that has that perfect knowledge that we're just trying to get a glimpse of. And it really upsets me when someone thinks that they know as much as God does. And I hear it quite often, unfortunately. Especially for people that aren't very knowledgeable to begin with. It's very upsetting. I'm thinking about Ecclesiastes. Anybody familiar with the book of Ecclesiastes? Yeah. Yes? Anyway, Ecclesiastes, I love it. Because the author has the courage to say, you know what? There are so many things that I don't understand. And one of the things I don't understand is how some people that have a lot of money and are very selfish and just seem to have everything and hoard things, they have this good life, healthy kids, lovely place to live, and there's some people that are so poor, they're just scrounging a living, and it just doesn't seem fair. And there are folks out there that will say, oh, well, I understand that they sinned, and so therefore God is punishing them. Oh, give me a break. It's not the way it is. The thing is, he had the courage to say, it's like he threw up his hands in the air and said, you know what? I just don't know. That takes courage, doesn't it? To say, there's just so many things out there that we just don't understand. But this is what he did say, and it was not Shakespeare, okay? Even though he plagiarized Ecclesiastes, something terrible. He says, I do know that you should eat and drink, basically be merry. That I do know. And you should enjoy the fruits of your labor. You know how some people don't like their jobs, and they just do it because either they can't come up with another idea, or maybe it was something mom and dad wanted them to do. And so they went ahead and they became whatever. And mom and dad weren't very happy. And, you know, they wouldn't be very happy if they didn't do it. And they really hate their job, and all they can do is count the years until they can retire because they really don't like their job. The author of Ecclesiastes says, wait a minute, you should love your work, and he wants you to enjoy life and to eat and drink and be merry. That's what he really wants for you. And that's really all the author did know. Well, it's that way with life, isn't it? There's just so much ambiguity out there, and you know, you can make all the plans in the world and things happen, right? Right. And the most common thing is you make a plan. You want to go on a trip. You're on the Interstate 5, you're in the middle of nowhere and your car breaks down. Okay? If you have AAA or some kind of a service, that's great because it'll tow your car to someplace. How do you get home? You have anybody that's going to pick you up? Sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. Or call Uber. Yeah, but what if you don't have that much money? Even Uber isn't free. No. I mean, things happen. Another example. No one plans on getting sick, do they? But it happens. And we sometimes have to deal with it. Or we can have like in the San Joaquin Valley a number of years ago, they had an infestation of locusts. Ooh, those are horrible. You know, they're like flying grasshoppers, and they're all over the place, and they hit your car windshield, and I mean, you're afraid to go outside. Who plans on anything like that? They take the wheat and just eat it all. And what can you do? Nothing. There's so much in life that we can't plan for. We have to realize it. And the more we can realize that everything does not go according to our plans, the happier we will be, right? Truly, the happier we will be. And the thing is, what do we know? If we have families that we get along with, and we can break bread together, and live together, and sing together, and do fun things together, that's wonderful. If we don't have that, hopefully we have friends that we can do the same things with. Neighbors, people that we're close to, and enjoy our lives. Because life should not be miserable. It really shouldn't. I don't know, some people think that the more miserable they are, the closer they are to God. There are traditions within most religious traditions, and they're called ascetics. And what they do is they go far away from where their homes are. They live basically off the land. Some of them even beat themselves to death with branches because they think, oh, the more I beat myself and the more pain I'm in, the closer I am to God, because God really realizes how much I love God. I'm sorry. That is not what God has in mind. And I think the author of Ecclesiastes in particular understood that. We should enjoy our lives. There should be happiness. And the way we are happy is that we create happiness inside ourselves and then extend it to others. I knew a fellow a number of years ago. I'll just call him John. We don't have any Johns here right now, right? I like to use, a name. And he had a really rotten childhood. He truly did. He had a father who was an alcoholic, who was constantly verbally beating up on him. Not physically, but verbally. Telling him what a disappointment he was with him, that he was never going to amount to anything. And it was just so sad that this kid had been born. Can you imagine growing up with that kind of a constant badgering all your life as a young child? Well, in spite of what his father said, he did quite well for himself. He went on to college and got a degree in engineering and did all right. But personally, he was miserable. Always so miserable. Feeling bad about himself, thinking that no one would really like him. And he didn't even walk with his head up in the air. It was kind of like stooped over. We're talking about somebody 25 years old and his head is all stooped over because he just didn't feel good about himself. And then a co-worker of his said, well, how would you like to come to church with me? Yeah. Well, obviously church isn't a good place because God doesn't like me. I can tell because my father hates me so much. And I don't really have very many friends, so probably God doesn't like me either. But he took a chance. And I met him at the UCC church in Long Beach when I was doing my internship. And all of a sudden, there were people who treated him with respect, who listened to him of what he had to say. He didn't have to worry about people making fun about the way he walked. Because as I said, he was a young person who stooped over without confidence. And it turned out later when he started standing tall, he was probably about 6'1". But you'd think he was about 5'8", really. And you may have known someone like that. It wasn't overnight, but gradually, over time, he started liking himself and eventually feeling that God loved him too. Because he was created by the same one who created all the rest of us. And just to see the change in that person over the year that I was there at that church is just more than amazing. And it can happen to anyone. If you feel negative about yourself, you need to start almost like a mantra. God loves me. God loves me. God truly loves me and thinks that I'm wonderful. I'm one of those blessed children that he created. The more we feel that way, the better we'll feel about ourselves. And sometimes it isn't easy, especially when we've been told as a young person that we were no good or we'd never amount to anything. But keep that mantra going. God loves me, and I am worthy of love from others. See what a difference it makes. Yes, we have a lot of ambiguity in life. And sometimes it makes life more interesting, right? You never know what to expect. Those of you who drove here, can you guarantee that your car's going to start? No, you can't. I had it happen to me the other day. I don't know what happened. I turned the thing on it. That fades. I did it a couple of times. And finally, it's just like, okay, I'm ready to go. You can't guarantee hardly anything, can you? Remember, it was Benjamin Franklin said there are only two things in life that you can depend on. Remember what he said? Death and taxes, right? It was death and taxes. See, those are the two things you can depend on. The rest of the things, who knows? Okay? But the thing is, may you live with your ambiguity. May you go love yourself because God so loves you. And may you feel very, very privileged to be in a community where we all accept each other. Amen.